Have a look at this. I accidentally made about $4,000 on this trade that I probably shouldn't even be in. Today's the 6th of January 2025, and I'm having a look at this stock here, IFL, because IFL is up almost 15% today. It's crazy. Have a look at this. The stock was kind of trading around these levels, had a bit of a breakout, started trading around these levels, and today it's just had this huge gap and finished up at $4.06. Which, as I said, is about a 14.69% increase from what it was trading at yesterday. Now, I'm actually holding IFL, but I actually shouldn't be. And if you look at my holdings, I actually bought IFL back when they were $2.40. Today, they're $4.06. And I've got 2,400 of them. So I'm up $3,972.96. Almost $4,000. Now, here it says I've only got 900, but that's because I've got another 1,500 of them held as security over other options that I've written, but that's fine. I can release them anytime. As you can see, in amongst some of my lodged collateral, as well as cash, ComSec are holding on to about close to 60 grand's worth of my stock. One of them is 1,500 of these IFL shares, which I can recall at any time. So in other words, I can take these 1,500 plus the 900 IFL shares and literally sell them today in the market for close to $4,000 profit over and above what I paid for them. Here's how this trade happened and why I'm still holding these shares. On the 12th of April last year, IFL was trading around here, around $2.40 or so. Here's the actual day. 12th of April 2024, opened at $2.51, went as high as $2.54, as low as $2.49, and closed at $2.50. It was on that day that I decided to write some put options, giving somebody the right to put their IFL shares to me. I figured the market had been falling, it had gone up, and in my mind, at the time, I thought it was going to either go sideways or continue going up. Here's what actually happened. With the market at around about $2.45, $2.50 or so, I wrote 24 $2.39 put options expiring the 20th of June, meaning I was going to give someone on the 12th of April the right to sell 2,400 IFL shares to me on or before 20th of June 2024. They could sell their shares to me for $2.39, 2,400 of them. And for that right, I collected $144, which after brokerage and costs gave me $105.62 into my account that day, or a couple of days later. So in other words, I gave someone the right to sell 2,400 IFL shares for me before the end of June, the 20th of June, and I collected $105 for it. Now here's what happened. The 20th of June came around and IFL closed at $2.20 that day, went as low as $2.13. So in other words, if somebody has the right to sell their IFL shares to me for $2.39, which they do because I've written put options, of course they're going to sell them to me for $2.39 rather than sell them to the market for $2.20. You'd be a mug not to. Even if you needed to go and buy them from the market for $2.20, you could literally turn around and sell them to me for $2.39. It's a no-brainer. It's instant profit. Of course, I'm going to get exercised on this option trade. So I then ended up with these 2,400 IFL shares, which of course I paid $2.39 for. Now, when I got exercised on these shares, I could have done one of two things. I could have sold a call option above the price, thinking, well, I've been exercised 2,400 shares, so somebody's going to take me up on the offer to buy them off of me, and then I get out of the trade. Or I could write some more put options, and that's what I did. I actually wrote some more put options thinking the market's fallen. I don't think it's going to fall much further, which of course it didn't. But I didn't know that at the time. None of us did. But I got lucky on this one. So I then, on the 24th of June, like 4 days later, sold another 15 contracts for $2.21 put options expiring 19th of September. I got 17.5 cents per contract, which was a total of $262, or after costs, a total of $225.40. So I'm now into another trade. I own already 2,400 IFL shares. I've now just put out an offer to buy another 1,500 IFL shares by selling the put options. I've just collected $225 for that. Now, we then look at the chart to see if when the 19th of September came around, did I get exercised? Did someone put their shares to me for $2.21? And you can see that I didn't get exercised because around September, October, the stock was trading around 221 or slightly above. In fact, you can see that on the 19th of September, the stock went as low as $2.49. So why would anyone sell their shares to me for $2.21 if the lowest price they can get on the market is $2.49, the high is $2.58? So I didn't get exercised, which meant I got to keep that extra couple of $100 as well. Now, by rights, on the 24th of September, when I didn't get exercised and I still own these 2,400 IFL shares, I probably should have sold some call options over them to generate some more income, or possibly even sell some more put options over them to generate some more income, or both. Could have done both. The bottom line is I didn't do either, but I didn't sell the shares either. I still held on to them. And here I am today, on the 6th of January, still holding them, and I'm up $4,000, which is nice. So let's have a look at how these numbers stack up on this trade. So the first thing I did was I sold 24 $2.39 put options for 6 cents each. That gave somebody the right to sell their IFL shares to me for $2.39. And for that right, I got paid, credited straight away into my bank account, after costs and brokerage, $105.62. Well, when expiration came around, IFL was trading slightly below $2.39, which meant I got exercised. I was obligated to buy 2,400 IFL shares for $2.39 each, which was a cost to me, out of my pocket, after costs and brokerage, $5,770. So I now own 2,400 IFL shares. A couple of days later, now that I own these 2,400 IFL shares, I wanted to buy some more because I still thought they were cheap. I thought they were going to go up. So I wanted to buy more while the price was still low. So I sold an additional 15 $2.21 put options at 17.5 cents each. That gave me a credit into my account after costs and brokerage of another $225.40. Those options expired worthless because when it came to expiration time, the shares were trading above $2.21, so nobody was going to exercise the right to sell them to me for $2.21. Doesn't make sense. So I now own and am still holding 2,400 IFL shares that I paid $2.39 for, that today are trading at about $4.06, which is a total of $9,744. But given the fact that they only cost me $5,770 to buy, that's a profitable trade to me, and I'm up $3,974. But you then also need to add the 225 and the 105 to get the total profit, because that is also money that I've collected on this trade. So if we add all the money together, what my shares are worth today, minus what I paid for them, and then add the money that I've collected from the premium I've collected from the 2 lots of put options that I've sold, well, I'm up a grand total of $4,305 on this one trade. So that's nice. Now, I wanted to share this trade with you, not because I want to take credit for knowing which way the market was going to go. I had no idea. None of us do. None of us have any idea. But sometimes we can just have a little win where we're still holding on to a trade that's going up. Obviously, sometimes we can have a loss too. We can get caught holding a trade that's falling. But this has been a nice little profitable trade. It has obviously worked really well in my favour here.